Namaste, Vishal here. 2024 has come to an end and we're into 2025, almost. I hope this year has been kind to you. For me, it has been a year of learning, much like the year before and the year before that. You see, ever since I have immersed myself in the works of Indian sages and philosophers, I have taken away aspects to apply in my own life and discover personal learnings. And some of those learnings in this year are what I would like to carry forward and apply in 2025. And I'd like to share them with you, hoping that you might find one or two of them useful and apply in your own life as well. So, without further ado, let's get started. Lesson number one: don't use entertainment as an escape, use it as a reward. You may not realize it, but you have more control in your life than you imagine, especially as a knowledge age worker. It's when you hand that control over to somebody else, when you only follow the orders that they give you, that boredom sets in. Then work and life overall become meaningless and boring. You turn into a glorified wage worker, and social media and OTT become the only respite and the only escape. Don't use social media and OTT as an escape from the drudgery of meaningless work. Rather, use it as a reward for doing things that make you feel fulfilled. These are things that will give you autonomy, things that will give you a sense of competence and a feeling of relatedness. Do them for just 30 minutes a day. And once you've done them, allow yourself some time on social media and OTT as a reward. If you want to find out what these tasks are, well, I've just launched a free 7-day email course whose link you can check out in the description, which is on how you can find your purpose. You could sign up for it, apply those things and frameworks in the emails, and make finding your purpose your goal for 2025. Remember, you have more autonomy than you can imagine. Don't squander it by living somebody else's life. Lesson number two: value your skills, your character, and your qualities. We often chase money and designation and luxuries without realizing what they are, byproducts of our skills and our qualities. Besides, what's external could just get snatched or stolen from you. But even when everything gets taken away, your qualities, your character, your skill will always be with you. And you can use them to regain what you've lost. So take good care of what's inside you, and whatever's outside will take care of its own self. Lesson number three: saying no does not lead to self improvement. People say that saying no is the ultimate productivity hack, right? Heck, I've said it in the past. But saying no, especially to bad habits, creates two problems that I can see. First, once you've removed the habit from your routine, what are you going to fill it with? If anything, now your mind is going to become like a bull in a china shop. And second, your willpower is like a muscle. The more you use it, the more exhausted it becomes. And by the end of the day, when your willpower tank is empty, what are you going to do? Of course, you're just going to rush back into the welcoming arms of the bad habit. The secret is not trying to say no to everything. As David Brooks said, try to say yes to the subject that arouses a terrific longing and let that terrific longing crowd out everything else. Then you will not have to worry about what to say no to, because those things will fall away by themselves. Once again, if you want to find out what those tasks are that arouse a terrific longing inside you, where will you look? Lesson number four: learning is not a skill, it's a lifestyle. My core tasks include creating, consuming, networking, meditating, and exercise. When I'm creating, I am writing, I'm recording, I'm publishing. When I am consuming, I'm watching videos, reading books and articles, and listening to podcast episodes, and so on. I don't learn in any one of these. I learn in all of them. You see, when I'm exercising or meditating, I could come across an insight that I could use in my writing. Likewise, while listening to a podcast, I could discover something that I can use to improve my meditation. The point here is keep an open mind, because you never know when the next idea or inspiration will strike. And rather than relegating learning to just 30 minutes a day, make it a lifestyle. Make it a part of every minute of your life. Speaking of learning, we come to lesson number five. Learning is immersive, not forced. If you're trying to study a subject out of compulsion, or because you want a degree, or money, or bragging rights, then you're not going to understand it. And if you don't get the reward you're craving, then you don't have the thing that you want, you don't have your understanding of the subject, nor do you have the reward. What are you left with? Yes, learning should contribute to a larger goal, But let that larger goal be self improvement. And everything along the way, money, fame, fortune, luxury, let those be milestones on that never ending journey of self improvement. Remove your likes and dislikes, your wants, your don't wants, your preconceived notions, and immerse yourself in the task at hand. Because immersion is what leads to learning. Lesson number 6, choose your thoughts wisely. Thought is important because it leads to sensible action. But left unobserved, thought turns into overthinking and becomes a monster that gets in your way of action. You tend to overanalyze and you create scenarios and exaggerations so huge that they will leave you paralyzed. Reflect on a situation, but then bring yourself back to the present moment. Refuse to give in to thoughts like, why does this happen to me? Or what do others have against me? Or will I ever be good for anything? Because this moment is all you have. When you can give it your best, then you will not live with either regret or with anxiety, only contentment. Plus, you will live on your terms, not based on the opinions of others. Isn't that a kind of life that we all want to live? Lesson number 7, finish one task before moving to the next. Have you ever wondered why you lose it when you have a lot of open tasks? It's because the mind craves closure, and when there's no closure, there's anxiety. Here's the thing, you may feel productive because you're doing more when you take up more tasks, but those pending tasks create feelings like helplessness and anxiety because you're moving in 10 different directions without making progress in any of them. No closure, no peace. Instead, pick one task and finish it. Give it a meaningful end. Complete that project or that presentation before moving on to the next item in your to do list. And each day, keep checking in with yourself. Ask, is this what has to be done right now? And choose what has to be done over what you want to do. So, if you have to work, but you want to scroll Instagram, if you have to get ready for work, but you want to check out YouTube shorts, productivity is not about doing more things right. It's about doing more of the right things. Lesson number 8, number of hours is a fake metric. You might work 12 hours, but 9 hours out of those are spent either running in circles or solving problems that have been created by you or by somebody else. Of what use are those long working hours and working days? Clocking hours is an industrial era mindset. You would use your brawn or your muscle, you would take orders, and you would stand at an assembly line and crank out more widgets and get paid for it. But in the knowledge era, you take decisions, you use your brain, and you get results. That's what you get paid for. So track how effective your work is, how it contributes towards important goals. Focus on the things that yield results, even if sometimes it means not doing anything. Speaking of which, we come to lesson number 9. Switch off before you burn out. Krishnamurti said, if a pencil is being sharpened all the time, soon there will be nothing left of it. Similarly, the mind uses itself constantly and is exhausted. There is this glamorous ideology that it's better to burn out than to fade away. But would you rather burn out and be miserable? Or would you rather find your own pace and be happy? Rest and recovery should be key aspects in your self-improvement goals. Give your mind time to fallow, to renew itself, to remain quiet, like the soil fallows itself during winter. Step out, take 10-minute walks in nature without your phone. And it's okay to not appear as ambitious and as hardworking as your peers. Ironically, such kind of behavior will make you more productive than your always working peers. As the late psychologist Amos Tversky said, the secret to doing good research is always to be a little underemployed. You waste years by not being able to waste hours. Resolve to make 2025 the best year of your life so far and the beginning of many better ones to come. Which among these lessons did you find most relevant to you? And what have you personally learned in 2024? Drop a comment, I would love to hear from you. And also do remember to check out the free email course that I've launched on finding your purpose. And until next time, Namaste.